go ahead and say this is one of the famous pastors in Nigeria, but he's also in England. He is a friend of mine. At least he used to be a friend of mine. At least my brother. You know, we two of us used to be the most famous Nigerian pastors overseas, in Europe especially. So he pastors the largest church in England, while I was pastoring the largest church in Ukraine, in Europe. So, you know, we are colleagues. You know, we are two Nigerians that pastor the largest churches in Europe. And so, you know, good colleague, good friend. But, you know, despite that, I've got to speak the truth. I'm sorry. I've got to stand for the truth. I have friends. All the pastors and preachers are my friends. But the truth, like Sir Isaac Newton said, the truth is my best friend. My only allegiance is the truth. Despite the fact that I like all these guys, I love them, I commend them for what they've done, I commend them for the great work that God has used them to do. Socrates is my friend, Pluto is my friend, but the truth is my best friend. The truth is my best friend. Okay, so let's have a look at this video with Matthew Ashimolowo.
Some things are biblical, but they are not fundamental. Polygamy is biblical. David had more than one wife, but it's not a fundamental teaching.
Well, we are not going to be talking about polygamy, right? But I'm not very sure that polygamy is biblical. I am not very sure of that. Well, maybe the ladies on the platform today will agree with that argument that polygamy is biblical. Maybe it was a mistake. Let's hear that. Let's hear that part again, all over again.
Some things are biblical, but they are not fundamental.
Did he say polygamy is biblical? Maybe I'm the one who made mistake. Let's have a look again. Let's have a look. Yeah?
Polygamy is biblical. David had more than one wife, but it's not a fundamental teaching.
Stop. You see, that is one of the problems with Nigerian pastors. They think that anything that is written in the Bible means biblical. No, the fact that, you know, when you take the Bible, there are a lot of things that are there in the Bible, but that doesn't mean that it's biblical. Some of the things that you see in the Bible, they are put in the Bible so that we will know that God condemned them. If you see something in the Bible and God himself condemns it, it means it's already not biblical. Because you know, in the Bible, if you just say anything you see in the Bible means it's biblical, then everything Satan is, you know, sometimes in the Bible, Satan himself is talking there. So you want to say the words of Satan now are biblical? Of course, no. They are killers, murderers that are talking and their words are recorded in the Bible. Does that mean that the words they are saying is biblical? Of course, no. They are evil men and evil kings whose words are recorded in the Bible. But does that mean that what they are saying is biblical? Of course, no. Not everything you see in the Bible is biblical. And that's the problem in Nigeria with Nigerian believers. Because whenever anybody, any pastor is preaching anything, he always finds something in the Bible to confirm it. And when he backs it up with the Bible, you know what Nigerian people say? They say, oh, but they quoted Bible. It means it's biblical. Once they quoted the Bible, once somebody can back it up with a passage in the Bible, even if that passage is off, even if that passage doesn't have anything to do with it, our people will say it is biblical because it was quoted from the Bible. No, not everything that is quoted from the Bible is biblical. The fact that something is recorded in the Bible or somebody is reading from the Bible doesn't mean that the thing is biblical. For something to be biblical, it means that it's not contradictory to the spirit of the Bible. For something to be biblical, it means that the thing is approved by God. It means that the practice or the teaching is approved by the whole generality of the Bible. So the fact that there is polygamy in the Bible doesn't make it biblical. It only means that it is recorded in the Bible as something that God condemns. An example of what God condemned. For example, there is killing in the Bible. Cain killed the brother. Does that mean killing is biblical? No, it's an example of things that God disapproves of. Okay, in the Bible, there are a lot of people who are, cheating on their wives and on the, does that mean that cheating on your wife is biblical? No. Those are the things that are recorded in the Bible to show to us things that God will never consent with and things that are condemned by God. Now, people rebel against God. Does that make it biblical? No. The fact that it's recorded in the Bible doesn't make it biblical. So let's start all over again what our gentleman is talking about.
Fundamental. Some things are biblical, but they are not fundamental.
Stop. So according to him, polygamy is biblical, only it's not fundamental. Some things are biblical, only they are not fundamental, like polygamy. Okay, start all over again.
Fundamental. Some things are biblical, but they are not fundamental. Polygamy is biblical. David had more than one wife, but it's not a fundamental teaching of the Bible. But for a teaching to traverse the whole Bible, started with Abraham, continued with Jacob, emphasized by Moses. All the prophets talked about it. Jesus said we should in Matthew 23:23.
Okay, he said polygamy is biblical, but it's not fundamental. Okay, let's leave polygamy alone. But he said the one that is fundamental is tithe. So tithing is fundamental according to him. You say that is another problem of the Nigerian church. And today I'm talking about the excesses of the prosperity gospel and of African preachers. They think that anything you see in the Bible, they don't know how to balance things up in the Bible, how to interpret the Bible. They are interpreting the Bible the way it suits them. They are interpreting the Bible the way it's good for them. So according to him, the Bible, the tithe is fundamental. And that Jesus commands it or affirms the paying of tithe. Let's go and see that again. Just a little bit behind. Just a little bit. Yeah. So let's hear him again. Yeah.
Said we should in Matthew 23:23. If you want to understand Matthew 23:23 better, read the Amplified. Jesus said, don't leave righteousness because of tithing. But also don't leave tithing because of righteousness. You must do both.
He's saying Jesus said we should pay tithe according to Matthew 23:23. Beautiful. Let's go to Matthew 23:23. I'm going to show you Matthew 23:23. Let's go there and read. Don't just be believing pastors when they quote something out of the air for you like that. No, don't believe them. Open your own Bible with your own koro eye. Open that Bible. You can read English with your own koro eye. And read it from your own Bible. What does the Bible say about tithing? Does Jesus command us to pay tithe? Does Jesus command us to pay tithe? In Matthew 23:23, does he command us to pay tithe? Is this a command for you to pay tithe? Is this a command for you to pay tithe? We're going to find out right now. Let's read. Jesus is talking, but first of all, he's not talking to his disciples, so bear that in mind. This phrase here is not being addressed to followers of Jesus Christ. This phrase here. Now, before I explain this, the only thing I'm against is people, spreading lies and overstressing, preaching things that are extra biblical, just in the name of getting money and making money for themselves and getting rich. Now, I am not against tithing myself. I pay tithe. We pay tithe in our church, and I encourage people to pay tithe, but not to the church. Especially if you cannot trust the church. The church in the last instance. Only if you can trust the church, then you should pay there. But if you don't know what they're using your money for, use your tithe to take care of people. Use your tithe, give your tithe to Jesus. Give your tithe to Jesus. That is the thing. But I don't believe, even though I pay tithe, I believe that it is a good thing to pay tithe. It's a good practice. It's a good way for you not to be stingy and to be able to be a blessing to other people. But I don't believe that tithing is commanded in the New Testament. Jesus didn't command us to pay tithe in the New Testament. Tithing is not compulsory in the New Testament. Tithing is not commanded in the New Testament. There is no law in the New Testament for Christians to pay tithing. Christians are not under any obligation to pay tithing. There is no obligation for Christians for tithe paying. Nobody should force you or make you to pay tithe. The only reason you might want to pay tithe is because tithing helps you to be disciplined so that you are not selfish, so that you are not greedy. So if you have been taught that, you are going to put 10% of your money aside to bless other people, it's a good practice. It is because it's a good practice as a good Christian. Christians should always be givers, people who want to love. It's a way to express love. Tithing is a way for you to express love to people who are less privileged than you. That is the kind of tithing that I believe in. It's not because I am commanded to do it. It's not because I'm going to come under a curse if I don't do it. No. We are not talking about that. We are talking about Christians must be, must be people of love. If you love God, you will love people. And if you love people, you will give to people. That is the only reason why I believe that we should still practice tithing. But not because it is commanded as a law, not because it is compulsory, but just for me to be able to be disciplined. It's a discipline that helps me to be able to, automatically put aside that money and be able to give to other people. That is the way I see it. Now, let's see what Jesus said. Let's look at the Bible, what Jesus said. Matthew 23:23. Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees. Now, who is there? Who speaks English there? Babusha. Come here, Babusha. Come here, Babusha. Today I'm going to put you on television. Make you come and read this thing for me. Come and read it. This thing that is here, yeah, because so that they will not accuse me of lying. I want to have a witness. For this matter, I must get a witness. So, woe to you who? What was this? Scribes and
Pharisees.
No, maybe he didn't say. Maybe he said, woe to you, church members. Is it church members that is sitting here? Me, I know they say it very well. Let me see. Let me come up for road. I want all of you to see this thing very well. Oh. What did he say here? Woe to you, Christians. No. Is it Christian? Let me see it. So that it's not.
Scribes.
It's what?
Scribes.
It's not Christians?
No, it's scribes.
Woe to you. So I'm saying Matthew 23:23 is not to Christians. So can you see? Maybe you should make it big, a little big, just for people to see small. Let it bigger, because that word scribe, it was the same. So who is Jesus talking to here? According to your own
talking
topic.
To the scribes
and
the Pharisees.
Okay. So he didn't say, woe to you Christians here.
No.
And he didn't say, woe to you churchgoers here.
No.
So, and he didn't say, woe to you disciples.
No. No.
So what are we talking about? So what are we talking about? So the only place where Jesus mentioned tithe in the Bible, the only place where I mentioned tithe is this place here. That's the only place where Jesus mentioned tithe. And he didn't say he was not talking to Christians at all. This was before his death. This was before his crucifixion and his death and his resurrection. This was all before that. And this is addressing. It's just like me now talking to atheists. And the thing I'm talking to atheists, everybody is taking it and using it as if I'm talking to Christians. So this was addressed to a specific group of people. Specific group of people. Scribes and Pharisees. So what did he call them? He called them hypocrites. So he's not talking to Christians. He's talking to who? Hypocrites. So he said, woe to you, scribes and Pharisees. And my brother Matthew Ashimolowo, he said, Jesus commanded us to pay tithe from this one. First of all, he's not talking to us. Secondly, he's not talking to Christians. He's talking to hypocrites. Thirdly, he's not talking to his disciples even. He's talking to just... And the disciples were there, but he was not addressing them. He was addressing scribes and Pharisees. So what did he tell them? He told them, for you, the hypocrites, the scribes and Pharisees, for you pay tithe of mint and anise and cumin. Now, for most of us who are Africans, we don't know this. That is our problem. Even though we speak English, but we don't know what these words mean. Yes. We don't know what they mean. Let me tell you the truth. We don't know. Most of you people who are Christians in Nigeria, you don't understand the meaning of those three words. Mint, anise, and cumin. You don't know what they mean. You don't know what they mean. That's why those pastors, you are allowing those pastors to dupe you. That's why you are allowing those pastors to take all your money. Because you don't know what it means. So what is Jesus saying? Jesus said, for you pay tithe, even the Pharisees. You see? Who are the you here? Come. When he was talking, when he's talking here, come here, Babush, so that the people of God will see you. When he's talking here, he said, woe to you. He mentioned what names? Scribes and
Pharisees.
Now, then he said, for you, who are these you now? This one.
Scribes and Pharisees.
Scribes and Pharisees, the hypocrites.
Yeah.
Now, even scribes and Pharisees, they were not paying tithe of money. Yes. Because money is not accepted as tithe in the Bible. The only time when money is accepted, the only exception in the Bible when you can use money to pay for your tithe is when you need to carry the thing you need to use as tithe. You couldn't carry it a long distance. If you are on the journey, then you can sell the thing and use money. Only in that sense. Otherwise, it's not allowed. People who are receiving salaries don't pay tithe. Because it said, bring all the tithe into my storehouse, so that in my storehouse there will be food. You only tithe food products. So it is only food products that is tithe in the Old Testament. Only food products. And drinks. Only food, something you can eat. It is only about food. So that's why he says, now let's go and look at the things that Jesus mentioned. For you tithe mint, that is food. And anise, that is agricultural product, food. And cumin, that is food. All these are agricultural products. All these are produce, agricultural food produce. These are all food produce. It's that if it had been in Nigeria, it would have said, for you tithe yam, cassava, and maize. The only thing that was tithe and that was allowed to be tithe in the Old Testament were food produce. Because God was particular about food for the poor so that nobody would be hungry. If you have been watching our videos and maybe you enjoy them, maybe you don't enjoy them, but still, we need you to help us spread the word. And for that to happen, we only need you to take 5 little steps. Please help us spread this word by liking the video. Then, if you have not yet subscribed to our channel, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We also need you to press the notification button, and the way to do that is to click on the bell. You see the bell there? Click on it. Then, of course, leave your comments. Let's know what you're thinking about each video. And finally, we need you to go and share the word. Share this video on your Facebook timeline, on your Instagram, and every other platform that you have. All right? Let's win the world for Christ. Thank you so much. Peace.